Hello everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an absolutely fantastic day. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. It says at least a few, more than a few, Ethereum enthusiasts are as bullish as ever on the network. Per data collected from Nansen, that is Nansen, gross staking deposits have hit over $198 million, or roughly 94,800 Ether, over the past 24 hours. Staking has taken center stage following the network's latest Shanghai upgrade. This change allows users who potentially had their Ether locked up for just about 2 years to finally withdraw their holdings. Staking is when users pledge cryptocurrency to the network to keep it running. You stake your claim on the network, therefore it is proof of stake. Ethereum requires staking because it now runs on a proof of stake blockchain, which uses validators instead of people mining the coin to secure the network. Those who stake earn digital currency rewards in the process. Ethereum made the move to proof of stake last year, and something that took 7 or so years for them to actually do. On the latest data, Ethereum deposits are still currently negative, indicating that there remains overall more entities withdrawing than staking their assets. If you've been waiting 2 years for something, obviously the other thing is going to take precedence over what we currently have. They said that's expected since it's just the beginning. This was said by Nansen analyst Martin Lee. He told this to Decrypt. Validators that have accrued excess ETH from earnings would want to unstake since they are only accruing rewards on 32 Ether. Without having, because it's a very long article. Literally the long and short of it is, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, and I was going to say in earnest, but it actually, I guess maybe people did pay attention. When Ethereum was roughly around $1,800, there were a number of articles that were floating around that were saying that there would be $60 billion once again worth of Ether that would be flooding the market after the Shanghai upgrade. And I made sure to mention in multiple videos that would not be happening. There would only be a fraction of Ether that would actually be re-hitting the market. And anyone who is looking to withdraw and or unstake the entirety of their 32 Ether, it would be near minuscule and or it would take roughly around 400 days for the process of the people who've been doing it for the last 2 years to completely get their money out of it. This is to not cause a panic on the network and have everyone unstake their coins at the exact same time as the coins staked within the network are what's validating all of the transactions. There's also a gigantic difference if you're not looking at the screen. It says validators can choose between a partial exit and or a full exit when leaving the network. The idea being a partial exit is if you are staking your coins, let's say you're staking 32 Ether and you've made 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Ether over the course of the last 2 years. A lot of people are simply taking out the 10 Ether that they made, as it is passive income, and leaving their 32 Ether inside of the network to continue creating more coins. This just seems completely logical. This is what I was telling all of you before. It doesn't make any sense that everyone would have made a number of money over the course of the last 2 years, and they simply don't want to do that anymore. So the vast majority of people are simply taking, their gold that was on top. They're taking the coins that they made and they're leaving the rest to continue making the money, while the other portion of people may want to do a complete exit or a full exit from the network and take their 32 coins with them. The news that we had a couple of days ago was that around 62% of withdrawals, people trying to take their money out of the network, were all from the crypto exchange Kraken in the United States. Keeping this in mind, think of the entirety of the planet. 62% were coming just from the crypto exchange Kraken within the United States. So not any other country, just within the US, because the SEC within the US of A has a problem with Kraken and their staking program, and they said that they would be ending it. So yeah, since then, Ethereum has risen, at least at the time of me making this video, by several $100s, and I'm very glad that a lot of people paid attention and actually held on. And shame on everyone out there who was lying to everyone else to try and get the price to fall. I saw so many articles. It was like an hour or two before the actual upgrade happened. So many articles that were being pumped out by different websites, stating things along the line of like $60 billion is about to hit the market. Is Ethereum going back down to $200? And I'm like, just absolute nonsense. So yeah, as it stands right now, it also says it somewhere in the article around here. There was a point where there were more people who were actually depositing their coins than actually withdrawing them. There were 27,000 ETH deposits and 7,600 that were actually withdrawn. I told you this before. The idea that the number 2 or the most used blockchain on the planet has officially updated, and there's, and I air quote here lightly, don't want to jinx it, that there's nothing wrong with the upgrade, that it actually works. The confidence has re-risen back into Ethereum, and therefore people know that they can, in essence, if Ethereum is going to be around for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, they now have a solid way of making passive income. So I mentioned all of this to you before. I will be staking as well. It's just an obvious. I want to make extra money on the side, and Ether seems to be the way to do it. That's the Ethereum network is still there, and people are depositing their coins, and anyone usually withdrawing anything is simply taking the rewards that they've accrued over the course of the last 2 years news. And yeah, let's move on. Also, this is always kind of in the news now over the last 2 weeks. Hong Kong-based digital asset firm Hashkey Group, has launched a new wealth management platform geared towards professional and institutional investors. So without getting too much into it, Hong Kong in the end of, I want to say maybe the middle end of March, I don't remember anymore, announced that they want to now be the global cryptocurrency hub on the planet. They want to outshine London. They want to outshine second place, and they most certainly will, without a doubt, be outshining New York, because New York doesn't get anything. And I don't want to say, I don't get why New York doesn't have access to any of these financial tools at the same exact time. So apparently, I think by the end of this summer, Hong Kong is supposed to have released proper cryptocurrency regulations for companies and people. You know how much you're going to be taxed, how much you might not have to be taxed. I think Hong Kong has a very low tax rate as well when it comes to like certain assets. So maybe they'll toss that in there. But the general news is that, now this is from what we've read, is that the country above Hong Kong has stated many times that they do not care for crypto. It is all but banned there. You can still own it, but you cannot trade it. You cannot use it as a legal currency, and as history stands, you probably will not ever be able to do so in that country. However, the country beneath them, Hong Kong, has spread their digital wings. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but they're basically in the news thrice a week talking about something very bullish and how much money. Have you ever looked at how much real estate costs in Hong Kong? I thought it was a joke. You can find videos on it. Definitely, like those little like news exposés where someone makes like an 18-minute video from some well-known news channel. It's crazy. Like studio apartments are like $6,000 per month. It is the most obscene thing. I mean, there isn't much land to build on, that I get, but it's also just a bit like, really? People are paying that amount per month. In an announcement, Hashkey cited significant demand from investors to access virtual assets as the reason for their move into the wealth management space. I don't know. I mean, of course, there's a whole bunch of demand, but a lot of times, a lot of companies tend to say things like, oh, we saw that there was demand and therefore we are here. It's usually that they have a couple of clients who are like, yeah, like we're looking to buy. Do you offer it? Because I'm not too comfortable dealing with another website or crypto exchange that I already have my money in your bank or in your custody or in your service. Therefore, are you offering this as well. And it's also like we have so many rich people who are trying to use our service, and this kind of draws other people in because it's like this weird prestigious elite kind of thing where they already have billionaires using them. I'm not a billionaire, so I could also use their products and potentially become a billionaire like the people who they're serving. The human mind is a very, very weird thing if you Anyway, Deng Chao, the CEO of the group's venture capital arm, Hashkey Capital, said the service allows it to offer solutions to help tap into the growing opportunities of virtual assets. Hashkey pointed to a 2022 study from consultancy firm Boston Consulting Group, right on the nose, which found that 0.3% of individual wealth is invested in crypto compared to that's very interesting. 0.3% of wealth is invested in crypto compared to 25% invested in equities. It sounds lightly arbitrary, but I remember when the number was 0.01 of wealth was invested in crypto. Even to see something that we're close to 1%, this goes, not to dive into it, but the discussion of how we get to a $500,000 Bitcoin, $1 million Bitcoin, $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 million Bitcoin. It's this idea that people begin to de-invest, take their money out of other assets, and therefore begin throwing it into crypto as a way to kind of hedge their bets, if you will. But then as that crypto money begins to build up and get bigger, they go, let me throw more money into the market as nobody wants to miss out on the train, if you will. Here's a chart. It has numbers and figures. It says retail, that's us, and institutions, that's not us. And it has a whole bunch of numbers and percentages, and it's fantastic. It claims that this signals that there is a potential robust demand for virtual assets in the future, a sentiment that was shared by BSG when it partially published the report. No need to really go a lot further. Everything Hong Kong seems to be constantly making more and more into the news. We get it. They're rich. Cool. But it appears that for those of you who weren't here in 2017, we might have a mimic of that market once again. Asia all but controlled the cryptocurrency market back in 2017 and more so also some of 2018. But now a lot of the wealthy Asian countries have rules and regulations that they did not have in 2017. Hong Kong is about to finish their crypto regulation. Singapore has crypto regulation, and Singapore is more like Singer-rich. Also, South Korea was the head place in 2017 that was buying up all the crypto. They had such a huge premium on cryptocurrency prices, and also Japan, which also now properly has cryptocurrency rules and regulations as well. So I think it's going to be a very interesting time where crypto's no longer this fringe and or niche thing that people may or may not be interested in. I think it's going to be fascinating to see during the next hyper bull run exactly how much money is being accumulated and or absorbed by Asia. Because once again, you still can buy Bitcoin in China. You cannot trade it, and you cannot use it as a currency, but you can still own it. And people, for those of you who don't know this, people are still mining Bitcoin within China. You need proper government, paperwork. If you do not, they will shut you down, but you can still do it as long as you follow the rules. That's the Asia might be getting ready to, take over the market all over again news. And yeah, let's move on. Also in the news, Binance, the biggest cryptocurrency exchange on the planet, said on Tuesday that it has that's crazy. They've completed their 23rd Binance Coin burn. 23rd, that's insane. They have destroyed another 2 million BNB tokens. Through the BNB auto burn process, Binance hopes to lower the number of Binance coins in circulation to 100 million. It began with 200 million. They announced, this was years ago, that because Bitcoin is deflationary, they would kind of essentially make Binance Coin the exact same thing. And this is why Ethereum has the burn mechanism and XRP has the burn mechanism. It's all these things. The idea is like, as these coins become more valuable organically, keep burning coins in the background. Therefore, there's even less and less, and the price will go up, all those other things. Here's a tweet for it right here. It says, Binance completes the 23rd quarterly BNB burn. 23rd is crazy. I remember the first one and everyone completely lost their minds over this. 2.02 million BNB have now been burned. Binance announced that it had used the BNB auto burn mechanism to destroy 2 million Binance coins, making the 23rd quarterly burn. Moreover, it says 656. Okay, were burnt as part of the Pioneer Burn program in the most recent quarter. I feel like that number is a bit too small, like the comma's not in the right place. I'm not really sure. Based on the transaction records, we know that at 8 a.m., the crypto exchange burnt 2 million, roughly around $676 million gone forever. That's insane. There are now 155 million BNB tokens left. Therefore, another 55 million left to be burned. I assume quarterly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. And I guess that's about like another 4 or 5 years and all the coins are going to be burned. And then at that point, I don't know. I have a really weird feeling they're probably not going to end with this coin burn. They're probably like when there's only 100 million left, I feel like something else is going to happen to continue to increase the price of Binance's coin. It's definitely another coin that I wish I had been able to or foreseen that I should have accumulated in the olden days, because I remember when this coin was like 50 cents, $1, and I was like, well, good for them. Hope it gets to $10, and now it's several $100s. So that's definitely a should have got more of that when the price was a lot lower. Anyway, that's the Binance has burned more coins like they said that they would in many years ago news. So fantastic. Yeah. Let's move on. Right. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope your week and day has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, supporting, leaving multiple comments, helping out the algorithm. It all does help a lot. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.